A few of our favorite things about summer have been put on hold this year, but one thing COVID-19 can't take away: homegrown tomatoes. We love them. And Jenna is sharing how she makes the most of cherry tomatoes fresh from her own garden. Jenna, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're just fine. Good to see you today. And so tell us what you're making.
I'm making a cherry tomato caprese salad because with all those tomatoes coming out of the garden, I like to take some of them. I like to take these sun sugar ones and just pop them in my mouth like candy.
Yes.
But there's so many of them, you can't eat all of them. So you have to do something with them before they go bad.
You do. You have to get innovative. And this salad sounds great that you're doing. And of course, fresh and healthy too.
Yes, it's got a bunch of fresh flavors, and it tastes really great, too.
Yes.
It's an added bonus.
How do you get started?
So the first thing that I've already have my tomatoes. I have them, I washed them, and we're going to put 4 cups of tomatoes in a bowl. We got to get all the good tomatoes, all that good flavor.
Great.
And here I have basil. We have about 1/4 cup of basil, and I'm going to chop it up. Now, here's an easy way to chop up basil. Is you take it, you put the biggest leaf on the bottom, and just kind of stack it up. As the leaves get smaller in size, roll it into this little kind of roll. Take your knife and cut it. Cut it in little slivers.
I believe that's called a chiffonade.
I think that's how it's said, too. I've always wanted to say something else.
I think I learned that in high school home ec.
They don't have that anymore. I'm kind of sad about it.
I know. We love our family and consumer sciences classes. That's what they call it now, and that's great. Those are great, great education.
What I like to do after I've got it in all these ribbons is I cut it in half, because sometimes those ribbons are a little bit larger.
So, Jenna,
you don't want like a big old piece of basil.
Right. Oh, smells so good. Do you grow your own basil? Do you have an herb garden?
We do. We have a little basil plant outside that produces a ton of basil. So we have a bunch of different basil recipes that we use.
So the basil goes in next.
And here I have some mozzarella balls. Now, these come in little packages like this. I got this one at Sam's. Little package, and I used 1 package in this recipe. Put it in here. And these are the 4 main ingredients in a caprese. It's tomatoes, mozzarella, and basil.
Can't go wrong with any of those things. And of course, when you put them together,
it's really, really good together. So that's
so good.
Great. All right, I've got a little bowl. Now we're going to make the vinaigrette for this salad. We have 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar, 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 tablespoon of honey for some added sweetness. Got to get a little bit of extra sweetness. And with these tomatoes, there's 2 varieties of cherry tomatoes. There's sweet 100s and then some sun sugar ones. I like the sun sugar ones because they're nice and sweet. But for this recipe, you want a little bit more of an acidic tomato, so you want to use the sweet 100s, and those are the red ones.
Oh, okay. Good tip there. And you know,
tomato fact.
Yes, good to know that. We have, again, so many tomatoes coming in right now. And important to note, too, you know, you're really not supposed to put them in the refrigerator. Do you just leave yours out on the counter?
I do. We have a little bowl that we keep our tomatoes in, and we just kind of snack on them as the week goes on. And then once we get it empty, we fill it back up again. And here, I have 1 teaspoon of garlic powder to give it a little bit extra zing and flavor. Plus, garlic powder goes good in basically everything. I love garlic powder. Put it on almost anything I make it.
Adds so much flavor.
It does. It really does. All right, this is looking good. Just got to stir it up a little bit. Get the honey nice and incorporated in there so you don't have a big glob of honey in your salad. All right, pour this over the top.
I cannot wait to try this. I am so excited.
It's so good. I love it.
I'll have to make my own at home.
Pardon?
I have to make my own at home since you're not able to cook here with us in studio today.
Gotta stir all this up. And this happens a little bit, is all the mozzarella gets clumped together. So you just gotta kind of break it up a little bit, get it in the little tiny pieces that it's supposed to come in. There we go. And get it nice and incorporated. Want the vinegar and all of that good stuff coating everything. Get the basil nice and worked in there. delicious.
What a beautiful
It smells
salad.
so good.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, looks good, and we know it's going to taste good. And you used a lot of cherry tomatoes. You are getting a lot of those out of your garden right now.
Yes, we're getting a ton. I don't even know how many plants we have, but I know every time we go down there, we come home with a big old bucket of the Sunburst, not the Sunburst. I always want to say Sunburst, but the Sun Sugar. They came up with a new one, Sun Sugar. Come up with a big batch of the Sun Sugars and a big batch of the Sweet 100s.
Wow.
All right, this is all mixed up, and there's a few different ways that you can plate this. One way I have right here is we cut up some of the dill pickle bread I made and put it in the oven and made some dill pickle croutons. We reuse that bread, and we put the salad in a bowl, put the croutons on top. Perfect little salad, appetizer, whatever you want to use it for. Or another way is you could take it and put it on a bed of lettuce with a little basil sprig in the back. Another great way to plate it. Or if you want to, you could add some protein like some chicken and have a full meal with this salad.
Sure. Awesome. Jenna, thank you for sharing this recipe with us. I also want to ask you, oh, you are so welcome anytime. We always love seeing what you've got going on. And I know you're still active, of course, on your YouTube channel. You got some new stuff on there?
I made a bunch of different cherry tomato recipes. I think it was last week. I made a cherry tomato sauce, roasted cherry tomatoes, dried and frozen.
That sounds great. I'm going to check that out because, again, I'm a tomato fan. I love them. And
we love tomatoes.
They're so good. And then you are taking some orders still. I know school will be starting at some point. You're going to get really busy with school. But until then, you are taking orders for some things?
I am. I post every week what I will be offering at Soki Marketplace, and you can place an order with them, or you can place one with me if you're in Logan County or don't want to drive to Bowling Green.
And then tell us how we can find you to place an order, to find you on YouTube.
On Facebook and Instagram, it's Jenna's Kitchen 16. Go check it out, like it. And on YouTube, it's just Jenna's Kitchen.
All right. Great to see you today. We're so proud of you, and we always enjoy seeing what you've got cooking up in the kitchen.
Thank you.